Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in again. We're in the garage here with my 2023 Frontier Pro 4X build here. And what we're going to go over is mods. So now my truck, I've went with higher end stuff for the most part for everything. We've got the iCamper, Baja Designs for lighting. We got the Dobinson lift, front bumper. We got CBI with the Warren winch and all that. So it all adds up to a lot of money at the end of the day. So we're going to go over some of the stuff that you can do to your truck if you don't want to break the bank, and that'll give your truck a little bit of uniqueness for your own stuff. You don't want it to be like every other truck that people can buy. So we'll start in the back here. And this is actually one of the first things I did was the tailgate letters. Now I got them on the back here and I got them on the grill on the front, which you'll see in a minute. But basically they make these things in a ton of different colors. You can get them in almost any color you can wish. And as for mine, maybe you can tell in the video, but I've got what they call the 3D letters. So basically they're raised. They're not just a flat vinyl, they're thick. Not only is it easier to put them on because it's not like a flimsy piece of paper. Say if you were to put vinyl stickers like my Canadian Cruise in there, it's a little bit more difficult. You got to kind of fudge with it a little bit. But with these, when you hold them, the letter holds itself in place. It's just a matter of getting it lined up, stick it on, make sure it's all clean, and it totally changes the whole back of the truck. If you look at trucks that don't have these compared to ones that do, in my opinion anyway, it looks pretty sweet. And like I said, a bunch of different colors. You can get like the American flag, so it kind of goes from one side to the other, looks like the American flag, and just a whole bunch of different stuff straight off of Etsy. And for them ones that I've looked, or at least when I bought these, they're only like 25 bucks. So super cheap. And like I said, makes a big difference on the back. And now moving up a little bit is tents. Now, a lot of people probably don't go off like overlanding and camping enough to really want to spend the amount of money that some of these tents cost. But nowadays, like the iCamper in Canada is like upwards of $5,000 after taxes, where if you get something that's not as well known, everybody has different versions of these things now. You can get them fairly cheap. I wouldn't say it's a budget thing necessarily, but you can get them as low as like $1,200–1,300 bucks for a decent one. So you don't have to go as crazy as this, but the only thing is the rack. The racks seem to all be roughly around the same price. Again, we're in Canada, so Canadian dollars. This thing is about 800 bucks. So give or take, price it out. It's the rack that you need really to hold the tent on. And if you want to go awning wise, or tonneau cover, sorry, you can go super cheap. I actually had one from Bison and it was only $300 Canadian, which is like a steal of a deal. It fit perfectly. It kept 99% of the water out. The only place I seem to get water coming in is down in here. I've got the bed mat in here now, so there's quite a gap without that in there under the tailgate and right at the hinge portion here. So the water kind of splashed up and inside. But anything that was to be raining down, that tonneau cover kept everything out. And again, it's only 300 bucks. It was a soft flip one, so not high end again, but it did its job, kept your stuff dry, kept it secure. And as long as you locked the tailgate, you couldn't get in. And now as for awnings, if you want an awning like this thing is actually a super cheap one. I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to go with awning wise. This thing just rolls straight out about 6 feet. It's 6 feet wide. It's a square when it's opened up, legs flip down. Again, it's only like 200 or 300 bucks. So super cheap. Yes, you can go all out and get ones that cost $1,500, $2,000. You know they make these things massive, all different styles. You can get walls and turn it into a giant room and all that. But for me, I didn't need that. I don't think I would ever use it. It looks cool when you open it up, sure. But for actual use-wise, I couldn't justify spending that much money on something that, in reality, when I'm out there, I probably would never use it. So this one I use just to come straight out. I plan to get a diesel heater and stuff for the tent. So that would be right down here by the wheel. So basically this keeps everything dry, a place to store like your chairs and stuff if it's raining. You can store firewood, whatever, it's just out of the way. And then for a bigger awning, I actually have one that goes onto the iCamper, but that's totally separate. So for me, again, something like this, you can mount it either on your bed rack, or if you have some sort of roof rack, you can also mount it on there, as long as you got somewhere to bolt it. In the channels right here, they're all built relatively the same. You've got a place to hook it up and open it. As long as you got that, you're good to go. All right, now moving to the front of the truck. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, we have the stickers for the Frontier here on the grill. Now these are just a flat vinyl. I may remove this at some point and match them with the back ones. I think the 3D with the red outline works better, and it matches the red accents on the Pro 4X for the Frontier here. But again, this, you can get it in any color. If you want it to match the truck, if you want it to match the red, if you want it to be the American flag again, they have that. I've seen them all on Etsy, eBay. I believe there's a few on Amazon even now. And they come all pre-cut. It's just peel. Make sure you clean it up nice. Get an alcohol wipe or whatever. And it's literally just peel and stick. And again, it changes the whole look of the front of the truck. Something as simple as that. Again, under 20 bucks. And takes you maybe 20 minutes to put it on if you don't know what you're doing. Less if you've done a little bit of vinyl stuff before. Now another one of the cheap mods, again, up front here, is they're not on obviously, but I've got these Raptor lights. I've got an install video on these. They just click into your grill. It's all 3D printed. Some people have said they haven't been lasting very long on theirs. I'm not sure if it's this exact brand. I'll put the link. We'll have everything on the truck here in the description, so just find it. It'll send you to this set. Straight off Amazon. It's bright as day one. Nothing's burnt out. If you look close, it's actually 3 separate LED bulbs in each one. So mine has been working perfectly. I have it set up to come on with the daytime running lights. So when the truck's on, if you want it on while it's daylight, click it to your first setting and it'll come on. And then obviously when the daytime running lights kick on, they'll come on. And then when your headlights are on, they're automatically on because it's all wired that way. And now something else I did, which I pretty much did right away when I bought the truck, is these. People always ask me, where did you get the amber fog lights for your truck? And this is actually just a vinyl sticker. If you look close in there, you might be able to see it. It's a little bit dirty up there in the top corner. So again, they're pre-cut to fit. They fit perfectly. They've got no bubbles, they're not fading, they're not peeling. As long as you follow my video that I have on the channel to put them on, you'll be good to go. And now, again, I'm not sure if they changed this. When I bought it, they had orange, yellow, and amber. This is yellow. So the amber was more orange, and the orange was more of a red. So I went with the yellow, because the yellow, when you put it on, is more amber. Because if you come over here to the light bar I got, you can see it's an amber light bar and they're almost identical. When they're on, because this one's a vinyl sticker, obviously it looks a little bit different than the light itself with the actual amber cover on it, because that's amber glass, not little plastic piece stuck over it, not a tint. It's actual cover. So it does look a little bit different, but again, when you're sitting here, it just breaks up the clear headlight glass look because it was just the same as that. And again, looks sweet. Get lots of comments on it. People want to know where I got it. So if it's the same as when I got it, you want to look for yellow. All right, now suspension wise, I have the Dobinson IMS suspension lift. It's your rear shocks, rear leafs, the whole front struts. We've got the shackles in the back. I've got the upper control arms in the front. You don't have to go this crazy on your lift. I take mine off-road. I use it like it's supposed to be. Like, I've built it to go off and do stuff. I actually use it. If you want to lift your truck more for looks, because again, this lift kit is like $3,000-$4,000, where if you just want a little bit of height, maybe you want to put a bit of a different tire on, whatever the case may be, maybe you just drive on like 4 service roads or just your basic gravel roads. You don't need to go this hardcore, obviously. you can go with way cheaper lifts. There's some lifts that you can probably get on your truck for under $1,000 if you shop around a little bit. They may not be as good a ride quality as this or quality overall, but again, you're not having to spend thousands of dollars. You can give yourself a little bit of lift, make it look a little better, fit some beefier tires on like I have, and you're not going to have to remortgage your house. All right, one thing I would not cheap out on is tires. You don't have to go as hardcore and off-roady as the Mickey Thompsons here, but you always see, or I do anyways, is people, has anybody used this brand or this brand, you know, like Willy Wonka, whatever, and the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory tires. You don't want to go with something cheap because this is what's keeping you on the ground. If one of these wants to blow up, not only are you going to wreck your truck, lose control, you got a chance of killing yourself. So again, you don't have to go with these tires necessarily, but get something good quality and get something that's got some high ratings. A name brand tire. Don't cheap out. These things are what keeps the whole truck going. And then as for rims, got a bunch of different options again. Mine are the black Rhinos. You can pick what you desire, what look you like, but tires, keep it name brand. And now moving on to the aftermarket lighting. Like I said, I've got Baja designs for everything on the truck. I plan to do a roof bar eventually whenever I get around to the roof rack. And again, I'll keep with the Baja design stuff. Yes, they're super expensive. They're high quality. Do you really need it? Not necessarily. If you want something a little bit cheaper, where this set of lights up here is like almost $700, you can get something that's maybe $150 or $200. It might not last as long, might not be as bright, might not be as good a quality, but you know, you can buy them 3 or 4 times over for the same price as a set of these. And then again, if you want to do something, maybe you got a bumper, you've spent $1,000 on the bumper, you don't want to spend another $1,000 on a light bar. You can get something else from a different company. It's going to work just as well. Again, light quality might be a little different, but if you're not too worried about it, why spend all the money, right? So again, you don't need the Baja designs. As long as you get a light bar that fits, you may have to adjust things a little bit to make it fit in there. I know some brands, I've talked to people, they don't fit as nice as the Baja one, in the CBI bumper at least. But again, to modify it a little bit to fit and save yourself $1,000 plus, that's a no-brainer. If you don't want to spend big bucks, you don't have to spend the big bucks, but you can still get something like this. And then as for the brackets, these are the Z1 off-road brackets. You bolt the light right up to that. They're super cheap as well. So again, you would probably get yourself a set of ditch lights and brackets like this for under $200-300, and you're good to go. As long as you got a way to wire them up. Most of these things come with a switch nowadays. So you just hook it all up, wire it up to some power, and you're set. And now something that actually was surprisingly easy to get, easy to put on, and cheap were the visors here. These are, you can see right here, AVS in channel. What that means is it actually goes in where your window rolls up. You can get the ones that come to the outside, and they'll actually stick to the rubber here. I'm not sure if it's the rubber or if they're a little bit bigger and they actually stick to the paint, but I think it sticks to the rubber, so it's actually on the outside of your window. Some people are worried that when your window goes up, because of the extra width here, it's not super wide, it is just plastic. You can see it's pretty flimsy, but they're worried when the window goes up that it's going to burn out the motor or it won't quite suck up in place properly. I've had these on now for almost 2 years, no issues. All the windows roll up and down just fine. Nothing's burnt out. They don't struggle at all. As long as you put them in properly, they're going to last. They're super cheap. And again, it just makes the truck look a little bit better. All right, now moving to the inside of the truck. Now, this is not really a mod, but I do recommend it. Get some sort of screen protector, because whatever they do to these screens from Nissan, they're really garbage. So people have been not using, you know, you're not going over with a Scotch pad or anything. You're using your finger to push buttons or slide, check your map, whatever the case may be. But get a screen protector because they scratch super, super easily. I actually have one on here, and it also came with a piece to go around the cluster here. So put it on ASAP, or just don't touch it. Most of the controls for that stuff you can do through your steering wheel as well. Don't touch it. Just let it do its thing until you get a screen protector, because it will scratch. It's not, it might scratch, it will scratch. So not mod wise, get yourself a screen protector before you do anything else. But as for mods, now, I still am on the fence of getting more of this, but you can see the trim around here is carbon fiber. Gives it a little different look. You get rid of this piano black kind of, I don't know what you want to call it. It's got like silver flake in it if you see it in the sun. I don't really like it. Makes it look like it's dusty all the time. You got it around your shift knob, around the screen, around the vents. Pretty much everything is that black shiny stuff. You can order these. They're expensive for what they are, but again, for under like $100, you could probably do most of the interior. They make it for the vents, make it for your steering wheel. You can get a whole piece for around here. You can even get it for your door here and just cover up some of the plastic black. Again, super easy to do in your own garage, not going to break the bank, and give your truck a little bit of your own touch on the inside. Now, another mod I suggest, you got your cover for the center console. You can see I have the Pro 4X, so with the Pro 4X you get the orange or red stitching, whatever you want to call it. And then from Muscology, they sent this out to me actually to show you guys and install and review it. That video is back on the channel if you want to check it out. It is holding up awesome. It fits awesome. And you can see if you have the Pro 4X, they actually even match the stitching to the color of the truck. In person, it's not 100% close, but it's like 99. You can see in the video, it probably looks 100%. It's that close to the same color. And now if you don't have the Pro 4X and you don't have the stitching in your truck, you can also get it just black. Instead of the red stitching, they'll have it black. Built the same quality, same fitment. Everything's the same other than the color of the thread they use. And again, it's just a thin cover. Gives your arm a little bit of cushion when it's on there. Makes it look good. Makes it match the rest of the truck. And everything's good. And now if we go in here, you can see mine is full of receipts and coins and stuff. But they make these little 3D printed cases in here. Again, for like 10, 15 bucks off of Amazon. They drop in, gives you a little bit of storage. Without that, you just have the big empty cavity there. But with this, you drop it in, you can store your money, your pens, your receipts, whatever the case may be. You close that up, out of sight, out of mind. Just a little bit more storage for you. And then last but not least is the little case for up here. Now this is usually just a little rubber mat that went in here. And this is the same idea, but they put a little bit of storage pockets in there. And it just drops in. As easy as that, you drop it in, and now again, you got a little bit of storage. Throw your car keys, your wallet, your phone, whatever up there. You got two little notches. You can see they're offset from each other. You can actually put your phone in there like that. If you're parked somewhere and you want to watch a movie or whatever, you can sit your phone in there. Or it's kind of like hands-free in a way, but I find when you drive and the phone's doing this and bouncing, it's not quite enough to hold it, but it definitely holds it still when you're driving around or when you're sitting still. So again, if you're checking a map or whatever the case may be, FaceTime your family, whatever, you can sit it up there. It's pointed at you pretty much right to eye level when you're sitting in the driver's seat. So again, a little bit of hands-free plus extra storage for day-to-day stuff. So there you have it, guys. Just a little run through of the truck and what you can do to your own truck without breaking the bank. Like I said, I get income from you guys watching these videos, so thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Go check out all the other stuff. But without it, I probably wouldn't have went quite as high end as I'm doing now. There's more stuff coming for the truck as well, so stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to show you, you don't have to spend all your hard-earned money to make something quite as crazy as this. You can get pretty much the same setup with cheaper parts. There's always cheaper brands out there, depending how nuts you want to go. You can go, you know, they have the straight out of China stuff, and you could do this for a quarter of the price probably that I paid. And again, if you're not going too crazy off-road, and you don't really use it as often as you think. Maybe you only go out once a month or once every couple months even. And camping, a lot of people in the winter and the rainy months don't go out at all. So you don't want to spend thousands of dollars on something if you're only going to get a couple of months a year to be able to use it. So why not just save a few bucks, throw some stuff on your truck? It's going to look just as good, and you won't be crying when you want to go and use it only here and there. And you can keep your money, save it up, and then if you want to go a little more crazy in the future, everything's there. It's easy to swap out, and you can move up and start doing some stuff like we're doing here. So again, don't break the bank. Hopefully this helped you out. I did do a video a while back pricing everything out. I didn't have everything on the truck I have now, but pretty much, I think. Not too much has changed from that video. So I'll put the link here if you want an actual price breakdown. Hopefully you can get an idea of what you're looking at. And then if you want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe. Hopefully we'll catch you in another video. Stay tuned for more off-roading and more installs. We do have some stuff coming, but with how the world is right now, and I'm being up in Canada, it takes a little longer and it's a little pricier to get things up here now, but they are coming. So stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss it. Hopefully this video helped you out. Like I said, please like and subscribe, follow, share, and hopefully we'll catch you in another video.